All right, Kingdom, buckle up because the news cycle is absolutely wild today, and we've got the absolute must-know updates dropping right here, right now. You're not going to want to miss a second of this as we dive deep into stories that are breaking the internet and shaping the conversations you need to be a part of. We're talking about a major legal showdown where a beloved star is at the center of a property dispute that's hitting the courts. Get ready for some mind-blowing details and exclusive insights that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Then, we're shifting gears to a personal revelation from a familiar face, breaking their silence on a high-profile split. This insider perspective is giving us a rare glimpse into how public figures navigate their relationships behind the scenes, and it's all happening as we're still processing the first story. You won't believe the details that are coming out. But the buzz doesn't stop there. We've got more on that same celebrity split, with additional insights that paint an even clearer picture of the situation. This is the kind of follow-up that really connects the dots and gives you the full story, showing a surprisingly harmonious dynamic in a situation that could have been messy. It's all about the vibe and how they're handling things, and we've got the scoop. And finally, we're touching on an intriguing property transaction that's got everyone talking, with an unusual request that's adding a whole new layer to the narrative. What could it be? We're diving into the details that are making waves. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's go. A star's legal battle unfolds. This story is making significant waves as Orlando Bloom is identified as the legal owner of a disputed Montecito mansion. Yet it's his partner, Katy Perry, who is actively leading the legal charge against the family of 84-year-old veteran Carl Westcott. The revelation surfaced through California court documents this past summer, confirming Bloom's ownership via a limited liability company. Despite not being the name directly on the deed, Perry has consistently been the public face of this high-profile case, which has now extended well into 2025, keeping everyone on their toes. The core of the conflict originated in July 2020 when Westcott entered into a contract to sell his estate to Bloom's LLC. Shortly thereafter, Westcott expressed a desire to withdraw from the agreement, asserting that he was under the influence of potent pain medication following back surgery at the time of the signing. Westcott, who has been diagnosed with Huntington's disease, has stated that he did not fully grasp the implications of the transaction. His family members corroborate this, maintaining that he was unduly influenced into a sale that he later came to regret. Perry, who resides in the property with Bloom and their daughter, has since assumed a leading role in the legal arguments aimed at upholding the validity of the sale agreement. In 2023, a judge presiding over the initial phase of the trial ruled that Westcott had not presented sufficient evidence to demonstrate his incapacity during the crucial period when the contract was negotiated and finalized. This decision initially favored Perry and Bloom, positioning them as the legal occupants of the estate. However, the dispute concerning damages and the ultimate control over the property has persisted, continuing its trajectory into 2025. Although Bloom is officially recognized as the owner on paper, court filings explicitly indicate that Perry has been the driving force behind the legal proceedings. Reports suggest her objective is to secure permanent dominion over the home and to resolve any outstanding financial claims associated with the transaction. During recent court appearances, Perry faced sharp criticism from Westcott's relatives. They contended that she had shown disregard for the veteran's compromised health. One family member went as far as to accuse the singer of being consumed by Hollywood wealth and power. While Perry has not issued a direct statement addressing these specific remarks, her legal team continues to vigorously pursue her claim in court. The trial has captured widespread media attention, not only due to the celebrity involvement, but also because of the significant ethical questions it raises. It has prompted discussions about the protections afforded to vulnerable sellers under California law, particularly concerning elderly individuals or those with incapacitating health conditions. Real estate analysts have pointed out that high-value property disputes are not an unusual occurrence in Montecito, an affluent community known for its A-list residents, including notable figures like Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Nevertheless, the direct involvement of Perry and Bloom has undeniably amplified the public spotlight on this case. Each development in the courtroom generates significant media coverage. The Los Angeles court is yet to render a final verdict on whether the sale will be upheld or rescinded. Perry and Bloom's legal representatives maintain that the agreement was legally binding, and that Westcott's subsequent attempts to invalidate it lack legal standing. Conversely, Westcott's lawyers argue that the contract should be voided due to his medical condition at the time of signing, asserting that the veteran was not of sound mind and lacked the legal capacity to enter into such a deal. Stay tuned, because the plot thickens in this celebrity legal drama. Next up, we're hearing from someone very close to the situation, offering their unique perspective on a recent high-profile split. Ex-spouse offers insight on celebrity split. Miranda Kerr, the ex-wife of Orlando Bloom, has officially broken her silence regarding his recent separation from fiancée Katy Perry. The couple, who began their relationship in 2016 and announced their engagement on Valentine's Day in 2019, concluded their 9-year partnership in June. In a candid interview on KIIS-FM's Kyle and Jackie O show, Kerr confirmed that the split between Bloom and Perry was amicable. When asked by host Kyle Sandilands if the separation was mutual, Kerr responded affirmatively. She revealed, "Yes, and I actually just saw them both on the weekend. We were celebrating their daughter Daisy's birthday." Kerr further elaborated on their dynamic, stating, "We're one big, happy family. Katy is amazing, I love her. And Orlando, obviously." This statement highlights a remarkably harmonious co-parenting relationship. Miranda Kerr, who herself co-parents her 14-year-old son Flynn with Orlando Bloom, emphasized the importance of maintaining a harmonious environment when children are involved in a separation. She commented, "If you do have animosity, it only hurts yourself." Kerr also noted the long-term implications, adding, "The needs of the child always has to come first, and it needs to be harmonious. And you know what? They're going to be in your life for the rest of your life. Because they have a child together, so you just be peaceful, in my opinion." A source close to the former couple had previously informed Us Weekly that the split was amicable and not contentious thus far. The source also indicated that while Katy Perry was naturally upset, she felt a sense of relief at avoiding another divorce, describing her previous divorce experience as the worst time in her life. It was reported by Daily Mailcom 2 days before the public announcement of the split that Katy and Orlando had been renting out their $30 million Montecito mansion to Chris Pratt and Katherine Schwarzenegger. Additionally, an Us Weekly source suggested that the couple had been living separately since the commencement of the Lifetime's tour in April. The couple's relationship began when they were first linked after attending a Golden Globes afterparty together in January 2016. They experienced an on-again, off-again dynamic throughout their intervening years. Early in their romance, they garnered significant media attention when Orlando was photographed paddleboarding naked with Katy in Sardinia. They initially broke up in 2017, but rekindled their relationship by the following year. The engagement occurred on Valentine's Day 2019, with Bloom presenting Perry with what was reported to be a diamond ring valued at approximately $5 million. In 2020, they welcomed their daughter Daisy, who is Perry's first child and Bloom's second, as he also shares his son Flynn, now 14, with his ex-wife Miranda Kerr. In June 2021, Kerr and Bloom made their first joint on-screen appearance together, collaborating on a short film titled Transmissions from the Future. In this film, they portrayed elderly individuals from the year 2055, issuing a warning to people in the past to save democracy while you can, aiming to raise awareness for the For the People Act, which proposed expanding voting rights in America and reforming campaign finance laws. But wait, there's more insight into this evolving celebrity dynamic. We're digging deeper into the amicable split, with more details emerging that paint a picture of a surprisingly united front. Amicable split celebrated with family. Miranda Kerr has provided further clarity on the recent separation between her ex-husband, Orlando Bloom, and his former fiancée, Katy Perry, detailing a surprisingly harmonious co-parenting dynamic. Kerr, aged 42, and Bloom, 48, share custody of their 14-year-old son. Flynn Bloom, while Perry, 40, and Bloom are parents to their 4-year-old daughter, Daisy. During her appearance on the popular Kylie and Jackie O show, the supermodel offered an inside perspective on Bloom and Perry's headline-grabbing split. She revealed that the trio had recently gathered to celebrate Daisy's birthday over the weekend. Kerr shared a touching anecdote about the event. "Katy and I were talking to Orlando, and then they were like, 'Oh, let's get a photo.' And it was kind of funny. Katy sent me the photo of Orlando and then his 2 exes on the side, but we all had such a big smile on our faces." This moment underscores the positive relationships within the blended family, with Kerr affectionately stating, "You know, we're one big, happy family, as always. It's amazing, I love her. And him, obviously." When the hosts commented on the seemingly amicable nature of all of Bloom's past relationships, Kerr elaborated on her philosophy regarding co-parenting. "I mean, honestly, especially when you have children, it shouldn't be any other way," she stated. "Like, the needs of the child always has to come first, and it needs to be harmonious. And you know what? They're going to be in your life for the rest of your life, because they have a child together, so you just be peaceful, in my opinion." This sentiment highlights a mature and child-centric approach to navigating post-relationship dynamics. Kerr also addressed persistent rumors that Katy Perry might have moved on with former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. When directly questioned about these speculations, the former Victoria's Secret angel responded diplomatically, "Oh, I can't speak for Katy. I'm going to have to let Katy speak for herself on that one." However, she did offer a definitive confirmation regarding Trudeau's presence at the recent family gathering, stating, "He was not there. I can confirm that." Miranda Kerr is also a mother to 3 sons with her husband, Snapchat CEO Evan Spiegel. Hart, aged 6, Miles, aged 5, and Pierre, aged 1. Her insights into navigating blended families and celebrity relationships provide a unique perspective on maintaining positivity and focus on the well-being of children amidst public scrutiny. This story is full of fascinating insights into modern family dynamics. But before we wrap up today's updates, we have one more intriguing piece of news involving property and a truly unusual request. Record-breaking estate sale with a twist. In a surprising turn of events within the high-end real estate market, a property previously listed for a staggering $90 million has reportedly received an unusual request from a potential buyer. While details surrounding the specific nature of this request remain under wraps, the situation has generated considerable buzz among real estate professionals and onlookers alike. The property in question is an expansive estate, and its initial listing price of $90 million placed it among the most exclusive offerings in its market. Such high-value transactions often involve complex negotiations and unique buyer demands, but the unusual nature of this particular request suggests it deviates significantly from standard terms or conditions. Industry insiders are speculating about the potential implications of this request. Could it involve specific terms of sale, unique renovation stipulations, or perhaps a non-traditional payment structure? Without further information, the ambiguity only adds to the intrigue. The seller, identified only as Eric, is now faced with evaluating this peculiar offer against the backdrop of a highly competitive luxury market. This situation highlights the often unpredictable nature of multi-million-dollar property deals. While the primary goal is typically a swift and profitable sale, sellers in this bracket sometimes encounter requests that test the boundaries of conventional real estate transactions. The decision to accept or reject such a proposal often hinges on a careful balance of financial gain, personal preference, and market strategy. Further complicating the scenario is the fact that the property was recently rented out to notable figures Chris Pratt and Katherine Schwarzenegger, suggesting it has been a desirable location with a proven track record of attracting high-profile tenants. This prior rental activity might influence Eric's decision-making process as he considers the unusual request. The outcome of this negotiation could set a precedent or offer a unique case study for future luxury real estate dealings. The market will be watching closely to see how this unusual request is handled and whether it ultimately leads to a successful sale, potentially reshaping expectations for high-value property transactions. And that's a wrap on today's fascinating news roundup. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next episode. We've covered a major legal battle involving Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom over a Montecito mansion. Heard Miranda Kerr's surprisingly harmonious take on their split, got more details on their amicable separation, and touched on a $90 million estate sale with a truly unusual request. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Katy's Kingdom for all your essential updates, ring that notification bell so you never miss a beat, drop a comment below telling us what you think of these stories, and follow us on all our socials to stay connected. We'll see you next time.